Oh man, after playing so many shitty shoot 'em ups on the Daisy Mod 2 compilations I made, it's time to get into some real shoot 'em up action. Probably one of the hardest shoot 'em ups on the Sega Saturn. This is Battle Garegga. So one thing you'll notice straight away about this game is the amount of options which they give you, especially screen options. You've got the usual Yoko and Tate modes and side mode if you want to play arcade style but with the joypad flipped around. And there's lots of other options as well, but they're a little bit confusing to see. So what you can do is switch on a mode called the easy options, and actually changes everything to English. Doesn't look as pretty, but at least it's a lot easier to read. Now I'm going to play this game on easy difficulty setting, and believe me, even on easy, this is bloody hard. I think we'll have free play, yeah. Now one thing Rising have done in this Sega Saturn version of the game is give it the original soundtrack plus a remix soundtrack. I think we'll be going with the original. Quality chip tunes, that's what we like. Red ball option there gives you a little red ball on your player so you can know where your hit spot is. S options are screen options, so when you pause the game you can get various options to move your score about and so on. And you also notice how guest players and edit, or stage edit. Stage edit just lets you choose which order the stages come in, but we'll pick no, we want to play it the original arcade way. And the guest characters, as you can see here, are 4 characters below the main characters. They're all from Kingdom GP, another racing game, but we'll go on standard planes for this game. Now I'm actually playing this in arcade mode, and I had to flip the monitor around so it's standing vertically, but you'll never notice because I flipped the screen round in post-production, so instead of going sideways it's going up the screen as normal. Now this game does feature a screen mode called Tiny Mode, or Mini Mode or something like that, and basically what it does is it fits the entire vertical version of the arcade screen onto your normal TV screen. Unfortunately, it sort of scales it down and it looks a little bit blocky, but the graphics look a bit shaky. It's hard to explain, but they don't look as detailed as they should do. So playing it in arcade mode is the definitive way to play this game. You see, loading between levels is really short, as you expect from a Sega Saturn. Now, unlike most games, you don't collect power-ups and then instantly get a power-up in this game. What actually happens is you collect so many power-ups before you actually do get a power-up. This is particularly noticeable when you collect the bombs. Now you can see at the bottom of the screen I've got so many bombs, but they only actually release one big blast. If you collect the thousands, well not thousands, but many bomb icons, you get a more powerful smart bomb. If you only have 1 or 2 smart bombs, you get a little weak smart bomb. So it really is in your best interest to collect all those bomb icons. Of course, the size of the icons means the more powerful the power up it gives you. Like so many shoot-em-ups on the Sega Saturn, this game also features screens full of bullets upon bullets upon bullets, which become pretty difficult to dodge. But in this game, it stays a solid 60 frames a second no matter what. You can have the screen completely filled with little tiny bullets, debris, your firepower coming out, and not one hint to slow down. Really is well programmed. Mind you, it did come out in 1998. If you think this looks a little bit tricky on easy, just imagine what it's like when you play it on the hardest level setting. It's nuts. Another novel feature, especially about the ship which I'm controlling now, is the way the actual smart bombs work. You know, in most games you just press the smart bomb button and it shoots out in front of you. Actually, when you control this ship, depending on which direction you're pushing, the smart bomb will fly out in the opposite direction. But to get your smart bomb to fly forwards, which is mostly the way you want it to go, you got to be pulling back on the joypad. So if you're pushing right, it'll go left. You're pushing left, it goes right, and up it goes down. I absolutely love Transformers. Not the shitty new Transformers, the old original Transformers, or Generation 1 as some people like to call them. Anyway, as I said, I really do love the original Transformers, so you can imagine how happy I was when I came across this beauty for the PlayStation 2. Taking a look through the instruction manual, you can see that it's got all the old characters in there. So you've got Optimus Prime, Wheeljack, Jazz. It's great, man. Soundwave, Starscream, Megatron's in there, and we even got advertisements for the original toys. Although I'm pretty sure these are the remakes. Oh, a nice Subaru Impreza Transformer. Missed out on that one. But yeah, so I was hoping this was going to be some sort of fantastic game. Unfortunately, it turns out to be a bit mediocre with the most laughable, but I'll be nice. It's just got pretty bad voice acting, and you know, they don't really sound like the original Transformers. But it does have a pretty nice introduction. Let's check it out. See, I wasn't lying, it really is a nice introduction. Just a shame the gaming isn't that good. Actually, if you want to see that introduction in full, I've actually uploaded it to my YouTube channel in 1080p, and the quality is so nice. You want to check it out. I'll put the address at the bottom of the screen right now. Okay, so here we go with the main game. This is Transformers. No subtitle, just Transformers. The original game. I think we'll go with Decepticons for the start anyway.
Huh? There's nobody here! Are you sure this was...
Well, the whole game is set out using these little cutscenes which progress the story, but the voice acting is terrible. And the narrator who comes on every now and then, bloody hell, he sounds like he's half dead.
That is a possibility.
Did that loudmouth bucket of bolts finally kick the bucket himself? That'd make me the new leader of the Decepticons!
So sorry! to disturb your celebration, new leader.
What? That voice! Ah!
It's you. Your loud-mouthed bucket of bolts is alive and well.
Lord Megatron!
Yes, it's the Dark Overlord Megatron, infamous commander of the evil Decepticon
Man,
army,
couldn't you've got somebody better to do the narration?
to control the entire
Terrible.
universe.
Mind you, the graphics are pretty good, especially when considered they're done in real time. It's not video footage or nothing like that. So when you start your round, you pick what characters you want to join your party. You start off the game with 3 characters and you build more as you progress in the game. So at the moment, because we just started the game, we've only got Starscream, Soundwave and Megatron. So that's what we're going to pick. Also throughout the game you pick up energon cubes and whatever, and you can use these to power up the various abilities of each transformer. Fortunately you don't get enough to power up everybody, so you got to select who you want to really focus on. Okay, and here we go with the main part of the game. Now, for those who've played Shenmue, you're probably familiar with tank controls. Well, let me tell you, the controls on Shenmue are so fluid compared to the controls on this game. Now, I do understand that you're meant to be a big, heavy robot, and you're not going to be floating around like a fairy, but the controls are just so unresponsive, and it results in many of the time you being ganged upon by many different robots and or many different transformers, I should say, and just being battered down, and you can't escape. Controls are just so unresponsive, and when you do finally get to move, it just feels so sluggish. It's terrible, to be honest, and it's such a shame because we're using original first generation Transformers here. You know, the best Transformers. You know, they could at least made an effort with the controls, but sadly they didn't. You can see Megatron just did a bit of a fury attack there. That's done by collecting enough power points and holding down the attack button and letting rip. You can actually do a combination as well with another Decepticon or Autobot if they're nearby. Oh man, you gotta laugh at Megatron when he transforms. It's just a floating gun. Oh man. But then again, there's not much you can do really when he does actually change into a gun. So let's take a little look at the Autobot side of things.
Finally starting to quiet down.
Yes, Jazz, but I don't imagine this tranquility will last for long. Make no mistake, those Decepticons are plotting their next evil scheme even as we speak. We must not relax our vigilance.
Yes, sir.
Commander, we've got
No, at least they got the where the Autobots talk and Decepticons talk right. You know, Optimus Prime's mouth will just bounce up and down, and Wheeljack's ears light up and so on, just like they did on the cartoon. And you can see there the Insecticons were actually kicking Optimus Prime into the air. It was pretty strong to boot a big truck into the air. You may have noticed then they have the proper transformation sound effect, not that new shitty one used in the movies. There we go, we're going with a Fury attack there. Yeah, kiss my ass, Insecticon. Actually, that punch missed him. Now the game is fairly long, the campaigns do last a while, but to be fair, a lot of the time is taken up watching the cutscenes. Unfortunately, the variety in levels doesn't change much. They either look like this, or look like you're inside Teletran 1, which you just saw then with the Autobots cutscene. So yeah, visually it doesn't change much either. The game had so much potential, but as it is, it's just mediocre at best. Fans of the original Transformers will get some enjoyment out of it. I know I did, but can't help but feel it could have been a hell of a lot better. So I've always been a great big fan of Strider. In fact, this is my original copy of Strider, which I bought way back in 1990. In fact, take a look at this. It still looks, as you can see, pretty much brand new. So all you scruffy bastards out there completely wreck your games, keep them nice. This is 20 odd years old, still looks new. Right, it's not hard, man. Anyway, I always wanted some sort of Super Famicom version Strider. I don't know why, I just did. And eventually somebody made one. That company was Hori. But Hori, being a Japanese company, only go and release the game in the States. Go and figure, man. You know, you don't release it in your hometown, or your home country I should say. Maybe they thought Japanese wouldn't be in for another Strider game. Who knows. But anyway, I took it upon myself to get this made. Yep, that is the Super Famicom version, which doesn't actually exist because I got it made myself, all the label and everything I did myself. And even one step further, I've got the box made as well. Now this actual artwork is not from Run Saber. I have no idea where it's from. I do know I got it from DeviantArt. Some very talented, lovely person made this artwork. It's beautiful as well. I'd say I'm not sure what game it's from. There's even one of a guy up here, which is very handy. They sort of fit well with the Run Saber game. Even got a little bit of Sakura here, which happens when she does her magic. And we've got around the back, and we've got all the screenshots and so on, even a little bit of a story. It's looking good. But how about the game? Well, the game on my cartridge is just the American version. So let's check it out and see how it plays. So the game starts off telling us the background story. Basically aliens have came to take over the world. And it's up to either the male or the female character, who I believe are cyborgs, to go and save the world. How come in all games featuring aliens, the aliens have to have alien movie style heads? There you go, see? So as you can see, I've chose the woman. I just sort of like her style a lot better than the guy, although both characters are pretty much identical. So you got various different attacks at your disposal. You can slash out with your sword, which gets powered up. As you can see, it's fully powered at the moment. You got a slide attack where you can kick things with your foot, and you can also jump down with a foot attack, which is very handy for kicking people in the head. And don't forget, we've got our special. So there we go, we're just attacking a possessed aeroplane here. Just let out my special. Now what you can't tell by watching videos is how games control. I wouldn't say this controls any better than Strider. It does seem to have the same slight stiffness to it. And it can also be quite annoying when you you get stuck on walls even though you didn't want to attach to them. I think Strider also does that as well. One of the side effects to having such a control scheme, I guess. I do like the way you can push up and jump and take out enemies in the air with your spin attack. Okay, coming up now is one of the most weird type of bosses I've ever seen. So this giant eagle comes down to attack you, right? You kill it. For some reason its head stays alive. An alien steals it. And then midway through this stage, the alien comes down, plants the head into the ground, and it turns into some sort of alien robot. Yeah, seriously. In fact, let's watch it and see what happens. Well, I just told you. He's put his head on the ground, it's going into the ground, and yep, it pops out as some sort of eagle cyborg alien robot. Yeah, and that's not weird. In fact, the whole game's full of weird things like that. Makes you wonder what they were smoking when they came up with the designs for this game. Like these alien guys here where machine guns come out of their head. Okay, so we're meeting our foe here. I can't remember what his name is now. But he appears 3 or 4 times throughout the game. You don't actually get to kill him until the very end, actually. Sort of like a reoccurring mid-level boss. He's a pain in the backside. So basically that's it, that is Run Saber. It's a game that wants to be Strider. It's not as good as Strider, but it is a fairly decent game. It feels a little bit lightweight, a bit samey throughout the whole game, but you know, it's not bad. It's quite nice. So if you're after something that resembles Strider for your Super Famicom, or I should say Super Nintendo because the game never actually came out in Japan, yeah, I would recommend Run Saber.